hopefully that should be me live. I meant to put in Facebook. I hope you're finding me on Facebook. I meant to put in on my Facebook group today to remind people, but I forgot. It's getting near Christmas. I've got too much else to do. So welcome to this last live of this year, because I'm going to have a little bit of a break over Christmas. So nothing next week or the week. Well, I will start again just after New Year, but nothing for the next sort of 2 weeks until Thursday, just after New Year, the 2nd. And that will be my free Craftalong, which is online via Zoom. So if you sign up to my emails, you'll get the link for that. And we're going to be making a tag card and some tags. I've been asked to make tags. So yeah, obviously we don't need so many for afterwards, but I thought we'd make some thank you tags and show how to use tags to make cards. Oh, interesting. Anyway, join me for the free Craftalong for that. It'll be fun. So hopefully you'll find me either live on YouTube and Facebook. I have to apologise to start off with that I had scheduled it for this afternoon, but there's been chaos with my nail salon because the person who does my nails is poorly. So I've had to move it. I've had to move it to this afternoon. That's the only other time they had. So I had to move my live, early in the morning. So sorry about that. That just happens sometimes. It just happens. But I've got ever such a lot to show you today. So I thought we might actually start. So let me just bring up my craft desk so that you can see that rather than me. Oh, a bit wonky. Let's just try and straighten that up. That's a bit better. Okay, got my coffee, obviously, because it is coffee time. 11 o'clock is definitely coffee time. So I've got a lot to show you today, and I did promise you. I'm going to get this out first, I think. Just put those somewhere I can help. I haven't got room. Struggling with room, but I promised I'd show you this new kit. This is one of the December kits. There's always 2 new kits every month. I know it's a lot, but obviously you wouldn't want all of them. But this one I've got, this is the perpetual calendar kit. So I thought I'd get it out to show you. So it comes with its own little stamping spot. So these are wonderful. It's a great way to start to collect little stamping spots because they're great, these little things. They're fabulous. My tip for them, if I haven't just, oops, I'm going to drop those all over the floor, aren't I? Where is my pokey tool? Vanished. Isn't it always the case that the one thing you want is never there? Hang on, just move those. Oh, it's under there, that's why. I just put the things I put down on top of it. My tip for these little stamping spots is to use something pointy and just run it along the edge, where the edge of the label meets the stamping spot. And if you just break that, it makes it a lot easier to open. Otherwise, you're pulling against that. So just running that along, you could do it both sides. I leave one side on because that acts as a sort of hinge for the lid. But I use this pointy tool to just like this, scrape along here. And then it makes it a lot easier to open. I probably won't be able to do it just now. Need to fiddle with it a little bit. I haven't broken that completely, but there we go. So if you break that open, leave the other side on, acts as a hinge, so you can open your spot, but you're not going to lose the lid. That's just my little tip. It's how I deal with them. It's up to you. You can obviously take it off completely as well. So this kit, let me get it out. It is to make a calendar, and this is the actual calendar. It comes with these stamps. So you've got stamps for all of the months, which is brilliant. So you stamp those. You're going to put the stamps on to make it a perpetual calendar. As always, our kits always come with instructions. I'm just going to open this to show you these. There we are. Do say hello and say where you're from, by the way. Oh, look at that. Stamp artwork. Oh, not seen those before. That could, I wonder if that's to stick with the stamps. So you've got, because it matches the stamps, obviously. I wonder it's to just stick with it. Okay, so you've got it in the 2 languages. You've got German, French, 3 languages, and English. So I'd obviously use that. Okay, I'll look at that later. So you've got the instructions. And the instructions tell you on the back here, it gives you all the bits that are in the kit. I'll show you all of those in a minute. And it also gives you a summary This is the summary box here. Let's get it the right way up. The summary box here with that's all your stamps and your stamping block, which is in here as well. I'll show you that in a minute. All these extra bits and the different colours that'll go with them. And then inside you have for each month, so you've got January and July going to be done the same, February and August the same, March and September, April and October, May, November, June and December. So you're doing 6 different layouts of all these bits to form the months. So this is the calendar itself. It's really solid. I thought this would be a paper front, but it's not. It's really solid cardboard. It's lovely. So you get the blank pages, and that's where we're going to stamp the month and add all the extra bits. So that's there. That's beautiful. That's really solid. I didn't think it was that solid. Fantastic. Now, I've lost my scissors. Honestly, I haven't got anything today. Where have my scissors gone? Dear me. Right. So this is the actual pack. I could have opened this before, but I forgot. I can't get my scissors in. Come on, go in. There we go. So this is all the bits to go with it. So you get a stamping block, always useful. I've got a nice collection of those. And then these are all the separate bits that go up to make the various things in these. So you've got all of these are for the months. You're going to stamp the months and put them on these. And it tells you which colour to do. Those are your spare things to actually stamp on, which is good. Then you've got all of these push out bits, and you've got this. This is lovely. Look at that. Lovely bronze accents. Wow, that's beautiful. I know I haven't got the chat up, so I won't be able to see if anybody does chat. Let me put the chat up. All right, there we go. Now, if you put something in, I'll be able to see it. Yeah, and oh, just lovely bits. So that is the Perpetual Beauty calendar kit, which I'm going to look forward to making up. I've got to do this by Christmas because this is going to be a Christmas present for my mum, actually. So I'll just put it back in the box and then we'll get on with our makes today. But oh, I've got some other things to show you from the new mini catalogue, because in January, one of the exciting things, because once Christmas is gone, it gets a bit boring sometimes, doesn't it? You think, oh, I wonder what's going to go on. But we have a lot of lovely things in the new mini catalogues. I can't show you inside the catalogues, I'm not allowed, but I can show you what I bought. So this is one of the sweets, and it's called, I think it's called the Birthday Wishes Sweet or something like that. Anyway, you get this birthday celebration stamp kit with obviously the various things for the numbers. Happy birthday, make a wish for your day, make a wish, hooray for you. There's so many ways you can use the stamps and the wording, a few little decoration bits, but I got it for these. These are the dies. Again, I haven't actually even opened these. They've only just arrived, literally just arrived. So I haven't had a chance to really get in and open them and sort them all out. Now, these dies are lovely. We've got a lovely set of numbers from a previous set, which I will never get rid of. But these are, let me just get them out to show you. There, aren't these just the greatest size? The numbers I've got before, they're actually bigger. They're that big. So these are lovely. They're smaller, but they're nice and big enough, which is beautiful. So you've got all the extra things, like a couple little banners, this big banner here, a long bit you can put pennants on, so you can use this as pennants down here, little tiny things that fit with these various stamps that come with it, but the numbers is what I bought it for. So that is the birthday celebration. It comes with this is beautiful. It's called, what is it called? Gold or gold. Oh, okay, it's called gold. And it's a special sort of ribbon. Let me undo this and I can show you. Ooh, stuck to my finger. There we go. And it's a lovely, can't find the end. There's the end. There, look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Needs something dark, doesn't it, behind it? Let me just use the bit from my cracker. There, can you see it better on there? Look at that. Isn't that just lovely? Very different than anything we've ever had before. So that's going to be beautiful as backgrounds for things. It probably will tie in a bow as well. I don't know. We need to play with it. But isn't that just lovely? Couldn't resist that. So what else? Then there's various dots, some dots that go with this. There's a nice embossing fold. It's called Starstruck, and it's got that lovely pattern on it, which is nice. I got that as well. And the paper. Then I won't bother showing you all of the paper, but some beautiful paper. I need to get on with my projects, otherwise I'll be here all morning. But some beautiful paper. Just very quickly show you the papers. Double-sided, of course, as well. Now, the beauty of this, you've sort of seen it, it's got push-outs as well. So it's got these lovely push-outs to make really quick cards as part of the paper pack. And they've started, this is a new thing they've just started doing, and I think it's quite good. So if you want to make a really quick card with a bunch of flowers, wow, how quick is that? The rest of the papers, this one, so this one with this back, run through them quickly. That's really beautiful. Oh, look at that. Beautiful gold foiling with leaves on the back. Then you've got these flowers. Then you've got the cakes. Oh, lovely birthday cakes with this. And this sheet actually has all of these on the back. So these are like, you can make them into little envelopes. You could, you know, if you cut two together, that can form a little envelope together. They're card fronts. They're, you know, you could do so much with this. There's so many bits to this. And you just cut these out as you need. These aren't pull out, but can you see the gold foil as well? Beautiful, beautiful little set. So those are all of those papers with the cutout bits as well. And I've got a few other little sets as well. Oh, nowhere to put things now. There we go. Oops, oh, dropping things on the floor. I'll show you some of these. I did buy a lot of stuff. It's ridiculous. Some white ribbon. Now look at those. Aren't those beautiful? These are two-tone sparkle gems. And they've got like a purple and a green in them. They're just gorgeous in the two sizes, and loads of them as usual. They're just lovely. Some beautiful paper. This is gorgeous. This is the Everyday Skies paper. I didn't buy the rest of the suite, but I love the paper, so I got those. Oops, I need to drink that before I knock it over everything. And that's a Polka Dots paper in different things. This I wanted to show you. This is one of the freebies you get with Salebration, and they're putting a kit in. They don't usually put a kit, but this is beautiful. It's got these rainbow cards that you make, and obviously, as with all the kits, it's got everything in there and the instructions. So Rainbow Celebrations kit, you get that free with any purchase of £55 or over from, I think it's about the 5th or 6th of January it all starts. Can't remember. Those are gems. Those are Celebration ones as well. This one is another one. This is called Friendly Seagulls. I couldn't resist it. I love you more than French fries, or I love you more than chips. Couldn't resist it. One of the free things there. Then there's this. This is with a £110 sale, heart-shaped. It's stamp set with this beautiful foliage heart, some lovely sentiments, and it comes with dies, so you can get that as well for more. And the final Celebration thing, just to show you, is this paper. Beautiful. This is called the Bloom Impressions. Again, 12 lots of double-sided paper. Let me just open that so I can show you. Carefully. Don't want to damage the paper. Oh, all the rest of my things are now falling on the floor. But at least they can't fall any further. Can't open this. Let's try again. There we go. So these are all things you are able to get free with orders in January. So look at this beautiful blue with flowers on the front, pink with pink flowers on the back. This one, like grasses and flowers, beautiful, with some just gorgeous green flowers on the back. This one, I love the yellows. This is beautiful, again with flowers on the back. My favourite colour, purple with flowers on the back. And finally, this one has this just green on the back. So beautiful papers, just fine for more or less any sort of card. So those are the sorts of things you can get. Little peek through before January comes. More about that in January, obviously. But let's get on with some crafting today. Oh, just move that over there. Everything's fallen on the floor now. Oh dear. I'll need to sort all of that out later. Okay. So let us get on with some crafting. And today I promised somebody, I can't remember who, I think it was Emma, but it might have been Angela, I can't remember. But I promised somebody I would, oh, it's twisted. Why have you twisted? stick down, you funny thing. Right, I was going to show you how to make this little treat holder. So this just fits a hot chocolate drink sachet, but it's so easy to make and so quick. So I promised I would put up how to make this. Now, the good thing about this is all of the instructions will be on my website. I'm just going to drink some coffee. As soon after this, oh, try and swallow first. As soon after this video as I can possibly manage it. And there is a free PDF for this and a free PDF for my other project in a minute. So you can get that through the blog at craftycarolscards.co.uk, and free with the instructional PDFs are in my online shop. So if you just go to there, the online shop, you'll see the instructional PDFs, and you can get the free one for this project and for my next project. I did them as two because I didn't want to put them together, although I'll put them together in the blog post. No, I'd already stamped that, but I think I might stamp something different. So to make this project, it's actually very straightforward because all you need is this, where it's my little note with all my measurements, so I can make sure I'm giving you the right measurements. You also need a little bit, I've already tied a bow, but you need about 16 centimeters or so of ribbon. Tie either in a bow, or you can just sort of put a ribbon round like I have done on that one. We'll decide at the end which we like best. And I'm using, if I haven't lost it, because I think I might have just moved, oh no, there it is. I'm using this stamp set, the Greetings of the Season, because it's got this lovely For You in it, and I wanted to put that on the front of this one, but obviously you could use any of these. And I've already cut out, this comes with a set of dies, so I've already cut out this die for my For You. So I'm going to stick it on with a bow at the top. I tried this one, which I put on here, which is nice. It fits across here nicely. But this is the Just For You. It's from another set. Comes with a die, but I decided I don't actually like this die. So I don't think I'll do that one again. That can go. I'm going to do a different one on here. We're going to use For You. And I need to get my ink pad out. Poppy Parade. Ooh, just reach across there. There we go. So, in fact, I'll do the stamping now, and then I've got that out of the way. So I'm just going to use the For You. I'm just going to ink it up. This is Poppy Parade to match the Poppy Parade in this Sentimental Christmas DSP. I'm going to put it part way down on the tag because I'm going to put the bow above it where the hole is there. Just going to clean that stamp. Because after using a dark coloured stamp, it's always a good idea to clean your stamps straight away so they don't stain too much. They will still stain with these darker inks, but that's just life. Okay, so that's my decoration ready. So we just need to put that to one side. We just need to actually score this. So I need to just dig out, because I've put everything on top of it, my scoreboard. I'm going to drink some more coffee because I need to get this out of the way. I'm going to knock it over in a minute. And it's going cold, so that's another reason to get it drunk. Oh, right, that's got that out of the way of danger. So the piece that you need, it needs to be 14 centimeters by 17.5 centimeters. Okay, so we're going to score it, and we're going to score it on the short side here. So the short side is the smaller side. So making sure that the cutting blade is well out of the way. I usually put it right at the bottom of my blade, so my trimmer, what's that bit? This bit of the trimmer anyway. I put it down at the bottom so it's out of the way. So I've got just my scoring blade there. Now, this project is made purely from DSP, so please be careful how you score. Don't push too hard, just enough to actually show it. So on this short side, we're going to score it at 5. So just coming down the once. Don't push too hard, because it will, if it's not like cardstock. It can be a little bit, it's very easy to score through it if you're not careful. So 5, then 6.5, then all the way along to 11.5, and finally at 13. Okay, so that gives you 4 score lines. Hopefully you can Not sure you can see them. I'll bend them and then you can see them. Right. Do this properly in a minute, but I just want you to be able to see. So you've got, it forms the two sides and the tab. So it should have 4 score lines like that. Then we're going to turn it round and we're just going to do 1 score on the bottom of it. And this is directional paper, so I want to make sure that I'm putting this on the bottom. Yeah, actually, these are sideways. It probably doesn't matter too much, but anyway, I'm going to have it up that way. So now I want to score it at 1.5, just once at the bottom. But I'm going to use the right-hand side of my trimmer because it's a lot easier to make sure that this is butted up straight. So we're just going to do the 1 score at 1.5 on the bottom. So we've got the 4 score lines across and the 1 at the bottom. Before I put my trimmer away, what I'm going to do is this center panel. So I've got the back panel, a side piece, a center panel, another side piece and a tab. That's how to look at it. And on this center panel, I want to measure down 3 centimeters from the top. So I can either do it with a ruler and just use a pencil mark, but I'm actually going to use my trimmer and I'm going to put the top at 3 centimeters because I want it to be 3, and I'm going to mark either side of here. And my easy way to do it is just to pop a, won't actually go through, let's try the pen, and just to pop a little mark either side on the 2 score lines from here to here. And then what I can also do, look, on these score blades, there's a line on the side of it, and I can line that up with 1 score along to line up with the second score, which is there. So I've got a line across here, which is just going to give me the mark as to where I want to cut it. So either use a pencil mark and measure down from the top or whatever. So I've got my 4 score lines and I've got my marks here. And I'm going to cut, oh, I can't speak, I'm going to cut from this second, like the first score line here, to the second one where the mark is. So I'm cutting diagonally across to where that mark is. And on this panel here, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm cutting from the top, and I've got where my mark is here, where my score goes to, cut across to there. And then where the score line goes across, I'm just going to chop it out. So I end up with that piece, 2 little triangles at the side and the piece across cut out. And that forms the front of my sachet. So like this. This is really come, I need to stick that down again. Let me just use a little bit of tape, make sure that's stuck down. Don't like it sticking up like that. I'm going to stick it down. Well, it shouldn't do. It's just coming off there, that's why. Probably need to put some tape under the just for you as well. It's all come off. Never mind, just stick that down here because I want it to stay as my ribbon. That's better. There. Right. So this forms the bit we've just cut out, does form this bit at the top. So now we can start to stick it together. We just have a little bit more cutting to do before we finish there. First of all, I'm just going to flag that end there, which is going to fold round. And the same with this one. So I'm taking this corner bit out. So I'm just notching in at the small tab there, notching in a little bit at the side tab. Just make sure that is all the way through. That's better. On the other side of this tab, again, I'm going to cut straight at the score line, and on the tiny tab side, just take out a little wedge, and the same on here. So I'm cutting up to the score line, taking out a little wedge, up to the score line, take out a little wedge. So I'm only taking out the little wedge on these little tiny tab sides, okay? Let's get rid of those bits. Ugh. So now it's just simple enough to put it all together. So we have this tab here, and I think it looks best if it's tucked inside, because although you'll see this bit inside, it will be covered by your hot drink sachet, so you won't see it so much. So I'm going to put my tape on the outside of this, so just a bit of tear and tape just down that tab there. And for the bottom, this is the front where we've cut it down. This piece is the front. So I probably should have done it the other way because that's now upside down. Doesn't matter too much. But that bit I want to fold in last. So when I'm folding all of these in, I'm just going to fold them first. I am going to fold the back bit, then the two little tabs, then this front bit. So this front tab, I want to put tape on the back of it. I hope that makes some sense because that one's going to fold over and stick last. So we want a piece on that and a piece down the side. And then we can just simply put it all together. Ooh, another bit that I've missed. So take this, oh, come on, covering come off. Take this off first. Now the simple way, and it's a good check that you've got everything right, fold over one of the folds and then fold over the other side and it should meet exactly. So we just need to make sure that these creases here are lined up properly, and they are. So then we can stick it down and that forms a box. Nice straight box. I've got a little bit of an edge there, so I'm just going to trim that. Should have fitted exactly. Obviously my measurements weren't as exact as they should have been. I didn't check the size of the piece of paper before I started, which is probably the thing. Anyway, I'll just trim that bit off. And then to finish the bottom, push that bit in first. Then you can, if you want, put a little dab of glue on the little side tabs. I'm just going to do that just like that. So I'll have that one in first, the back piece in first, fold over the two side tabs, and then stick down. Take off my tape at the front here. Fold that over, and I'm making sure, because I cut those straight, I can make sure that is nice and square. Can you see there? Nice and square. And then I'm just going to use the end of my bone folder inside just to press down on that to make sure it's properly stuck. There we go. So there is my holder, and I can get my hot drink sachet, put it in. There we go. So it just remains to stick the decorations on. So it's a really simple thing to make. I'm actually going to be making them for my for the swaps I'm going to do for Strasbourg. So as a demonstrator, we get the wonderful chance to go to lovely places like Strasbourg and meet all the other demonstrators and hear about what's going on and watch some presentations and just have wonderful fun. I just love it. So I'm going to stick that on there for you. And then I'm just going to stick the bow on. I'd already tied with a glue dot. So I can press the back of the bow onto the glue dot. I'm going to have two to make sure it sticks. And then I can stick it on my treat bag. And there we go. So there is my really simple treat sachet. Two different varieties there, so you can decide how you prefer to have it decorated. Don't know which one I prefer, but I'll make a mix of them. I think for Strasbourg, we'll see. It's a long time away now. I've got plenty of time to make plenty, but we'll see how we go. I've got another swap I'm going to do as well. I've got a second swap I've already planned, which is very organised for me. So that is my first project. As I said, all of the measurements, and I have got this sheet here to show how you cut it, and this is part of the PDF. So can't see it very well there. Anyway, it is there, and that is in the free PDF, which you can get from my shop, from the instructional PDFs, and the link will be in the blog, on my Craftalong blog at craftycarolscards.co.uk. So that was the first project for today. Really nice, quick one. And I hope that satisfies the person who wanted it. I can't remember who. It was either Emma or Angela, but I can't remember. So my second project is this. Whoa, throwing them around now. Some crackers. And I've got 3 different sizes for you. So you can make whichever size you prefer. Oh, wrong way around. There we go. And they're just so simple and easy to make. And this one I've actually already filled because that is coming with me. It's actually going to be for the person who does my nails this afternoon with her cards. So that one I'll just leave to one side. But again, there is a free PDF for these. My bow's come undone for that one. I really need to do my bow again. Free PDF in my PDFs and also the instructions in the blog, so whichever you prefer. And obviously I'll be showing you on this live. So, I'll just pick everything up from the floor where it all fell. Oh dear. So let me show you how we put this together. Now, this one, actually the big one, I did actually use a punch to cut the holes in it. It's easier just to use scissors. So this is my sort of template to show you for the small, and it's another small one, because I'm going to make them for our Christmas dinner as well. I've got loads of crackers to make, and they are so simple to do. So I'm going to make a medium-sized one, this one here, today, just to show you. Put that to one side for a minute, where I get the, where is my, that's my small one. Oh, I've lost my, there we go. Lost my piece of paper with all my measurements on to make sure I'm telling you the right measurements. Now, I'm going to be working in centimetres today, but I have worked out in the PDF, I have actually put the inch measurements for all 3 sizes of cracker, as well as the centimetre measurements. So I'm going to use centimetres. So for this middle-sized cracker, we need a piece of cardstock which is 22 centimetres by 17 centimetres. So you can only get one of these out of each piece of cardstock. That's the downside. With the little one, that needs 16 by 13. You can get 2 out of each piece of A4 cardstock. So if you want to make crackers, the smaller ones are probably best. You can still get quite a few sweets in there, 3 or 4. More in that, plenty in the big one. I'm going to bring the big one back in so you can see that while I'm going to need room. Let me just move those along a bit. There we go. I'll leave them there so you can see them in the corner. So yes, this one. So this is for the middle-sized cracker, 22 by 17. I'm going to score it. You also need a piece of DSP, and that needs to be 9.5 by 16. And if you've got a directional pattern, you probably want it longwise, like I have with that one. So that I'll put to one side. Let's do some scoring on here. The only difficult bit is to make sure you know which way round you're going to be cutting the holes, but I'll show you that anyway. So we're going to score this. I'm going to need, see, I'm going to run out of room here. Oh, I'll leave it just sort of balanced there and hope it works. Right. So we're going to score this, first of all, on this long side. We're going to start off, I need to get more space. Let me just, that's not looking good at all. Let me just move these out of the way. That's better. Right, hopefully I can manage it now. So we're going to score on this long side here, and we're going to start by scoring it at 3 centimetres. So as I said, all of the instructions for all of the different sizes will all be in the PDF. So for this one, this medium size, we're going to score at 3, at 4.5, at 6, at 16. And the reason I'm making this particular size, I wanted to show you on our scoreboard where 16 is, because we've obviously got 15 and 17. 16 is etched into here, and the 16 line is actually where the hinge is. So that is your 16 mark on these trimmers. So we are going to score it at 16. So I can come right to that line, and I know then that that is at 16. Then 17.5, moving it along again. And finally at 19. Okay, so you end up with 3 score marks along that side and 3 on this side. Now we're going to turn it, so we're going to score the short side, and that we're going to score at 4, at 8. This is really simple on this side. Just making sure it's lined up. At 12, and finally again at 16. So now that's all my scoring done. Put those to one side. So now we've got 4 score lines coming down from the short side and 6, 3 at each side on the long side. So first thing to do is to fold and burnish all of these score lines. So I'm going to start with the short side ones. These to form the middle of the cracker. So we're just going to score those. And the next one. And the final one. Stampin' Up do have a cracker die, which I bought a couple of years ago. Can't find it anywhere, so it's a lot simpler to make these. So that will form the cracker that way. Now we need to form the end bit. So for these are all mountain folds. We're going to go mountain, valley, mountain. So mountain means fold it so that it goes outwards. Give it a good burnish. Then the next one is valley, so it goes the other way. And then finally a mountain again. So it folds like that. So you've got this sort of V shape. Yeah, we do this one exactly the same. So this first one in here is mountain, valley, so just going the opposite way, and then mountain again. Okay, so those are all my folds. So I've got my two sort of V notches either side, and then my rounded folds in the middle. So now we need to cut out the bits to make the center. So if I bring in this one that isn't fully put together, I left it like this so you could see. So we're going to cut out these notches, and it's actually very, very easy to do. So I'm just going to use an ordinary pair of scissors. So for each of these folds, I'm going to fold it over at that fold, the longitudinal fold, the crosswise fold. So I've now got my 3 score lines here, and I'm just going to cut out a V shape to about 1 centimetre. Doesn't, don't panic too much about the depth. As long as they don't join together, that's fine. So we're just going to cut out that shape there. I'm going to do that on both sides. So cutting up and cutting up this side. I did look to see if there was a punch we could do, but no, there isn't for this size. You can actually, if you've got an old small hexagon punch, works really well for the big one. But to be honest, it's just as easy to cut. So we're left with that. Okay, so now we're going to fold it on the next fold and do exactly the same thing again. So cutting up, just forming a sort of triangle at about, as I said, about 1 centimetre down as the point. So the hole itself would now be around 2 centimetres. So same here. We made the big one at my craft class last week, and we used the punch, and the bits were going everywhere. It's a lot more controllable just doing it with scissors. There we go. And it doesn't matter that they're not exactly the same size. Really doesn't matter. So final one here, fold it again. We're going to cut and cut these V's out. Okay, so I'm cutting from the outside score lines with the point on the middle score line, the valley fold. Okay. So now we've done the main folds. We need to do the end one as well. So again, I'm going to fold that over and cut up in exactly the same way. But we need to just do something a little bit different on the end here, which I'll show you in a second. So cut this one as well. So we're left with these bits sticking out. You can leave them if you want. I found, to be honest, it's easier just to snip those off. It's totally up to you, but I find it easier to do that. You can leave them and just stick them down, but no, I find just get rid of those bits. They're not important. They don't hold the cracker together. Then finally, I'm going to turn it round, and this bit where there is no tab, just a single layer. Again, we're going to take out a triangle. Okay, so we are left with that. Get rid of all my bits, hopefully into the bin. So I've cut out around the tab. I'm just going to cut this out better. That wasn't cut out very well. It's not very neat. That's better. Okay, so we've cut those. We've cut all our various bits. So it's very simple to do. You've just got to remember, fold it and then cut your V's. Open, fold the next one. So do them all separately. You can't do them all together. It's too thick. And it would be really difficult to get it right anyway. So the next thing now is to think about sticking our piece of DSP down. Now, the way to do this to make sure it's going to sit nicely is I hold it at the end here where I want it to be. So I've got a little gap either side, and then I'm just going to fold it round and just with my fingers, just make a little crease in the DSP. Same with the next one, little crease in the DSP. Then with the final one, And if we've done that right, then we'll find that the DSP lines up with the end of the cracker. So I can fold and burnish that more if I wanted. To be honest, I don't need to particularly. What I found was if we then just put the glue, this is nice on the back, isn't it? But if we just put the glue on each panel without covering the whole thing, so I'll put it on that panel like that, on the next panel like that. So I'm not putting it around the crease. It just takes any of the tension out from the paper. And then put some on the final panel. And then I can stick that around my cracker. So just having it slightly in from each side. If you wanted, you could cut this so that it was so that it actually did fit around the whole thing. It's up to you. I'm just going to squeeze it down to make sure it's sticking. And there we have the decoration around our cracker. So it just remains to put some tape on this tab. Again, I'm going to use tear and tape. I haven't lost my end again. I'll have a bit on each of the short tabs here, the long tab in the middle. Didn't quite get that long enough, that's okay. Short one here. I'll just put a little bit of extra on there. I'm very bad at measuring tear and tape. I just find it more difficult to stick it down and then tear it. I know that's how you're supposed to, but hey. So there's my tape. Now I can just take the top off that. Off my little tiny bit. Off. There we go. This bit here. And finally, so is there anybody there today? There's nothing in the chat. Normally my chat goes quite fun, but nothing in the chat today. Oh well, let's hope you're enjoying it still. So to stick it together, just fold that piece in, fold this bit across, making sure that the score lines line up. Not perfect. Let me just undo that top one again. Just a second. Try again. Make sure it's lined up straight. That's better. Better. There we go. And there we have the cracker. So now that's my join. So I want that somewhere near the front. So I want probably that one to be the top because I've got my candles there. And I'm just going to stamp. Ooh. I've got, well, I did have Happy Christmas. I seem to have lost Christmas. Where's that gone? It's come off. Oh, well, there it is. It fell off there. Goodness me. Didn't want to stick on there, obviously. So I've just got my Happy Christmas. Stick on. There we go. My Happy Christmas from this Greetings of the Season set. I'm just going to stamp it onto here. I don't want that. I want some Pretty Peacock or something. I've used Pretty Peacock cards, so let me just get my Pretty Peacock stamp pad. Really haven't been as organised as I normally would be. Get all my stuff out. So stick on stamp. Obviously, I've used it so much, as you can see from the colour on it. There we go. So just stamp that on my scrap of basic white. Happy Christmas. And then I think I'll try and punch it out. I've got this punch here, and that should fit in that punch. Let's see. Oh, I wonder if it'll fit in that one. Oh, it will just. Excellent. So I'm going to use the smaller one here. Just punch that out. And then I can just stick it on with a couple of dimensionals. I could make this much more fun and obviously put another layer on the back and do all sorts of stuff. But hey, just for quickness today, to finish this off, I'm just going to stick it on with a couple of dimensionals. So we'll have that just off to the side because I don't want to miss seeing those candles. So we won't have it in the middle this time. Unless I put it there and put it. No, I don't like that side. Right, we'll leave it at that. Stop fiddling, Carol. And then we'll get some sort of ribbon. Will this match enough? It's not quite the right ribbon, but it'll do for now. Because if you then gently push these in, it actually will hold in from these cuts. But basically, we're just going to tie ribbon around here. So approximately, I don't know, about quite a bit of ribbon because you want to tie a bow, so don't make it too stingy. Let's get my ribbon scissors. So it's about, let me just see what that is, about 30 centimetres-ish. About 35, actually. I've probably been a bit too generous with this piece, but I'm just going to tie this round. Stand upright. Cracker. And because we've cut it, it just pulls in nicely to form the cracker shape. There we go. And then I can put my gifts in here and then tie another piece of ribbon around the other end. So about that long, we decided. Just to finish it off. So I'll just quickly tie this one to show you the finished cracker. Well, I'll have to undo it to put whatever I'm going to put in the middle. I haven't decided what to put in at the moment, but there we go. I'm not going to tie the bow. So they're really simple crackers, great for Christmas. They don't obviously pull apart. They will tear at this end, but if you're going to fill them with sweets or whatever, like I have done with this for my, don't know if you can see each end, but it's actually jammed full of Quality Street, I think it's in that one, but that's for a gift. You don't really want it to pull apart in the middle. If you did, what you might want to do is use one of the take a pick tools. You can get a tool pack for them, and one of them is a perforator, and if you ran it down the middle, then it would probably pull apart. You could make it so that it pulled apart, but I think actually it's easier for people to undo them and find out what's in there, because if you want to give it as a gift, then you might be giving some perfume or something like that. This is perfect for lotions, body lotions, small perfumes, things like that. Perfect for that size. But as I said, I've given you the measurements in the free PDF available from the website for all 3 different sizes of crackers. Here's this one. I just need to make this one up as well. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to make, which size I'm going to make for our Christmas day, because I haven't decided what I'm putting in them yet. Probably the middle-sized one, we'll see. But you, as I said, you can make them for any size and just put what you want in the middle. I'm just going to put this one together so you can see how the small one goes. It goes together in exactly the same way as the big one. So just some tape along the tabs. Like that. And then take the cover off. There we go. Just fold those pockets back. Fold that in. Hopefully this was, it was scored a bit neater so it fits better. There we go. And there you have the other one. So again, I just need to put some ribbon around and put my little greeting on the front, and that's another one done. So they're ever so quick and easy to make up. It's just a matter of cutting out the little V's in a nice way. So I hope that's been really useful for you. Oh, I've got a funny message. What's that? I have no idea what that's about. Very strange. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing these nice little projects. I've got another big one here as well that I part made. Oh, this was, yeah, I left this one like this to show you. I used the hexagon punch to punch out for this one instead of just doing a V. And our hexagon punch fits quite nicely to do the big one. So if you're doing the big ones and you've got a hexagon punch, just punch out in exactly the same way. Fold it, punch out, fold it on the next one, punch out, and so on. So you've got all of the cuts out. So there's all my crackers. Without some of them without the ribbon yet, but I'll put that on. I'm getting a whole load. Perhaps I'll do a whole mixture, and then they can all have different things in, and then people can have a bit of a funny choice at Christmas Day which crackers they want. But anyway, if you want to make these crackers, or if you want to make the treat bags, where have they gone? Here we go. Let's put those on there as well. So if you want to make those, I've got a PDF for the treat boxes, and I've got one for the crackers. So do go along to my shop at craftycarolscards.co.uk. Have a look for the instructional PDFs. They are free, so you just need to enter your details and they will be downloaded, sent to you as a PDF. And I hope you have great fun making some crackers this Christmas. So this is my final video for this year. We're back again next year. I do have my free Craftalong on Thursday, the 2nd of January. So if you want to join me for that, that's 11 o'clock in the morning on the Thursday, the 2nd of January. It will be via Zoom. So sign up for my emails on the website, and then you'll get the information which will be sent out this weekend of the things you need for that particular Zoom Craftalong. I'll probably schedule a second email just to remind you what you need for the Craftalong at the beginning of that week after Christmas, actually, but we'll see. So, but if you sign up for my emails, you'll get that. And then I hope you can join me at the Zoom Craftalong, where we can actually chat in person rather than me just impersonally talking to you through this. But thank you for joining me today. As I said, do go and get the free PDFs from my website and sign up for my emails. And I hope to see you sometime next year. Have a wonderful Christmas, everybody. Let me just put me back so you can actually see me saying that. Yeah, there we go. Have a wonderful Christmas and a peaceful time with your family, with your friends. I hope everything's wonderful for you, and I will see you again next year. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.